I made this little bracket to hang this ornamental spoon that my wife received as a gift. Today we're going to look at how I did it. So I started off by cutting down this bit of stock. It's just a bit of leftover outdoor pine, as you can see from the rough state it's in, but we'll sort that out later. I then marked up where I wanted the holes to be for some dowels that were going to hold the spoon in place. I drilled the holes. And I tested it out with some bits of dowel. I then cut off two sort of 1 inch long bits of dowel. Put those in place and tested it out. Oh, the spoon fell off. Clearly we need to do something about that. I did experiment with a larger bit of dowel across the top, like Stonehenge style, but it didn't quite work to plan. So I added some sort of brass picture wire to hold the spoon in place and as a bracket to hold it to the wall. As you can see, I've already planed this wood now and got it fairly smooth, so I then went at it with my random orbit sander. I did 80 grit first, then I did the entire thing with 120 and then 220, and you can see a few seconds of each one here because sanding is so much fun to watch. I then hand sanded at 120, including the actual dowels themselves. It was looking pretty good. I then glued the dowels in place, just using standard wood glue. I then used a couple of clamps and some sort of bits of scrap to hold it in place while it dried. A few hours later. So a few hours later, I got rid of the excess glue and then used this Brandon Bespoke pure mineral oil to apply a nice golden finish. So after I'd applied the finish, I let that dry. I then sprayed on some polyurethane, just the spray on poly, onto the spoon as well as to the actual bracket. After that dried, it was looking pretty nice. And my wife was really pleased with the result as well, as was I.